Hello there. Welcome back to Mindful Musings. I am Dee Dee, your host. I am an energy alchemist, sound bowl practitioner, and an intuitive. Welcome back. How are you? It's been a day, I guess, since I did my last video. Wanted to check in with the energies. Tap into spirit and see if we have any messages, guidance for us as the collective, or perhaps it's for you individually as well. But again, just wanted to touch base, because this does me as much, well, it fills my heart. And it helps to ground and center me to do these videos. I do hope that you get something from them. Hopefully you do, and if you don't, that's okay too. I will continue to do these as long as Spirit keeps guiding me to show up. So that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up. I never know what's going to come out out of my mouth. I kind of depend on my spirit team and the guidance to assist in this. Let me see what is new and exciting. Oh, saw my first Baltimore Oriole yesterday. I'm so excited. So here, at least where I live, the Orioles only stay for a couple of weeks, and then they'll come back on their time back in August and September when they're migrating again. But oh, that was so lovely to see this little orange. I'm like, oh my gosh, the Orioles are back. So I will find out soon if it's the family that usually comes. And I say usually, it's happened 2 years in a row. So I guess we're established. The Orioles know where to come and look, because Orioles, like hummingbirds, color attraction. Orioles actually are attracted to the color orange. So putting oranges out or an orange feeder. This little Oriole seems to be liking the grape jelly, so, don't we all? We love that sugar. I do have some nectar out, but right now it's preferring the grape jelly, and then maybe the oranges, and then maybe the nectar. But anyway, Orioles are one of just a few birds who actually are attracted to their own color. Orioles and then goldfinches will actually be attracted to the color yellow. So if you're just trying to attract goldfinches and you're putting out a new feeder, if it's not yellow, you can attach a yellow ribbon to it and it will attract their attention. And then hummingbirds, yes, they are attracted to the color red, because that's usually the sweetest flowers with the nectar are that red color. So this is your lesson in birds. I do love birds and all the animals. They're fabulous. So anyway, one thing that came up for me is, I guess it was Sunday. I actually sat down. We watched Conclave. The movie Conclave with Ray Fiennes and John Lithgow, the incredible actors, Stanley Tucci, I believe. I didn't know what to expect. All I had read about it was that it was extremely accurate in terms of the procedures of how Conclave is handled, from the Pope's death through the Conclave. The rest is all, of course, fiction, because nobody knows what goes on in those secret sealed up room in the Sistine Chapel with all the cardinals. So anyway, I don't know if I'll do it justice or not, but there is one, the homily that Cardinal Lawrence at the very beginning gives, it just brought me to tears. And this is at the beginning of the movie. But it was about doubt and how doubt kind of keeps us honest, and that when we reach a point of certainty, we start closing off and creating separation. But when there is doubt, we keep looking. And I don't necessarily mean that in the way of self-esteem, of doubting ourselves, but doubting creates the openness to see what truly is, and to keep learning, to stay humble, to stay with the humility, not humiliation, but the humbleness, the honesty of looking for more. And that just really struck me, because I know I'm experiencing quite a bit of doubt lately, and not in necessarily a negative way, but just doubt. I don't know. Let me sit with that. Let me ask for guidance on that. Let me remain open for what the information and the messages are, rather than knowing certainty. Well, yeah, this is going to happen, and this and this and this, and this is just the way it is. We don't know that. We don't know that. Doubt allows for the flexibility of energy shifting and being open to all the possibilities. That was at least my interpretation. I'll have to go back and see if I can find a written copy of it or listen to it again, because it was just very profound. And I know there was a lot more in there. And there was one other thing that he was saying later on, a crisis in faith. And the question was posed to him, are you having a crisis in faith about God? And he said, oh no, but I am having a crisis in faith about the church. Boom! Oh, wow. And isn't that the truth for me, at least? I've never been religious. I sampled a lot. Growing up, I had friends who would take me to their churches, if I'd spend the night, on the weekends, and we'd go to various churches. So I got to sample a lot of churches. And growing up, sampling different churches, attempting to fit in to a religion, and I just have never been able to do it. And if you do, that is beautiful. I'm so happy and glad that you have found something that fits. I just could never find or be comfortable long enough in a structured dogma of a religion. Spirituality, yes. Oh, heck yes. Nature and God consciousness, Christ consciousness, the openness to all of that. Yeah, that is where I am comfortable, and that is where I bloom and blossom and continue to explore. And that is what brings me joy. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I just am, because that's what's been in my heart lately. I guess it's because of the Pope's passing. And again, only have been to a few Catholic services in my life, and some really touched me, and most of the time it's like, no, can't do this. But I've done a lot of healing since then too, so I'm probably more open to whatever the flow is of the energy, and being able to see, hopefully, and experience just the love. You know, what is the main word? Is God is love. Goddess, Allah, Buddha, Krishna. To me, the name level doesn't matter. It's the energy, it's the Christ consciousness. And the Christ consciousness, again, whatever term you want to use, because Christ consciousness is not religious. Take off the religious hat. It's not a religious thing. It is the consciousness. It is the higher consciousness. It is the consciousness that the ascended masters, that the different messiahs attained, that Christ consciousness, and presented themselves in a human form to us so that we could learn that yes, we too can achieve or experience that consciousness, that loving consciousness, and hopefully be able to reside more and more in that loving Christ consciousness than we do in the other. But remember, we're still here on this physical earth plane, the 3D reality of duality. So yeah, we're going to be here and then we're going to be there. But the whole idea of us raising our vibration is so that we can reside more in the higher consciousness. And yeah. Well, I didn't expect that to come through, but that is what's coming through. So thank you for listening. I hope if it resonates, that's beautiful. I would love that. And if not, that's fine too. As always, with everything and with everyone you listen to, what videos you watch, take what works for you, discard the rest, and always use the internal barometer. If it rings true for you, it's in your heart. That was the other thing in the movie Conclave, was there were so many references to what's in your heart. Tell me what's true in your heart. Speak from your heart. So there's just so much beauty. And this is where we need to reside. Marry the mind and the heart, the wisdom. Well, all right. I think maybe I will go ahead and do an oracle card for guidance for us today. What is today? Today is Tuesday, April 29th. And may this guidance be relevant to whatever day you watch this. And may it resonate and bring clarity, guidance, joy, whatever is for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. And again, this is always for entertainment, spiritual purposes. Putting on my glasses here and making sure that the light is present, as it always is, because our light, we shine it forward wherever we go, but making sure the light is present, asking the light to fill, surround, to protect each one of us, asking that only that which is for the highest and greatest good to come forward. And spirit team, if there is any torn between two, oh my goodness. Let us do Denise Lynn again, because you know how much I love Denise Lynn and the Sacred Forest Oracle. Ask for any guidance, any messages. Of course, the first one that comes in is, please do not go into fear. about anything that is happening in the world outside of yourself. Do not go into fear, because that is giving the power away. And remember, fear and love do not reside in the same space. So if you do go into fear, think of something you love. Think of your kitty cat. Think of your beloved. Think of your family. Whatever you do love, or something to be grateful for. Bring in the gratitude, which leads to fear. Which rids the fear. It replaces gratitude, comes in with bringing in love. To reside in a place of love and gratitude is what is going to allow us to continue this path. Let's see, who came for, oh my, oh no, that's not going to work. There's about 10 that came out. Nah, we're going to try that again. Maybe have one card to start with. Otherwise, this could end up being like an hour, 2-hour reading, and that's probably just not going to work. So, again, know that with all the geomagnetic storms, solar flares, all that, there's going to be interruptions in the electrical grid and stuff like that as Europe experienced blackouts. That's going to happen, but do not go into fear. Keep raising your consciousness. Keep, those operating in the 3D consciousness and then the darkness, they're hanging on, and you're going to get as crafty as possible to keep, to attempt to hold down the light. And it is not going to work, because the light will prevail, and it is prevailing. Okay, let's see. Well, this is still quite a few, but perhaps. Oh, how I love dragon. I have been seeing dragons all over the place. This is the dragon of power, the light. Oh, and I just so love this, because here it is. It looks like it's a new moon. The goddess, the fairy, and the dragon of protection all around us. We are always protected. The light is always with us, and it continues to be time to invoke our inner dragon. And the dragon is the one of wisdom, of ancient wisdom. Remember, this is the sacred forest, so it's the magic. Remember the magic, that we have magic inside of us, and it is time to tap into the magic, to the wonder of, that childlike wonder when we truly believed in the fairies and the elves and the gnomes and the fireflies were magical. Well, it's true, and it's time to tap into that again, and to reawaken, and knowing that we are protected. This beautiful, benevolent dragon, that we are the power. I love that. Yep, so it says, Denise Lynn says, it's time to step into your power, take charge of your life. Look to see if there is anyone in your life who is trying to run the show. Speak your truth and take back authority on your own life. You're ready to stand in your strength. If you've lost or given away your authority to someone or something else, it's now time to reclaim it. If you are holding on to limiting beliefs, or if you're afraid of being shunned, judged, or ostracized, it's time to let go of those limitations. Release any fear of misusing your gifts. True strength doesn't dominate or manipulate. It is a gift from the Creator that dwells within you. You have the spiritual power that's born of sacred love, wisdom, and grace. This ability can heal others and bring light into the darkness. You are a radiant, glorious being. Dragon Spirit at your side is a mighty ally. He empowers you with healing and restorative abilities. He helps you overcome any obstacle, and he protects you in all areas of your life. Spirit of Dragon says, within you dwells the remarkable power to manifest your dreams, gain great riches, and activate ancient wisdom. Take back your power and express your strength with grace. Power to the people, and it starts with the individual. Reclaiming our power. Oh my goodness. And then the other ones that popped in. Oh. Reclaiming our power, and then owl spirit, wisdom. Owning the wisdom within, the magic. Remember, of the owl, of gaining the higher wisdom, the higher perspective, the patience of owl. So yes, as we reclaim our power and stand in our power, we will also access the wisdom of owl, the wisdom of the higher realms, the beautiful transformative power of owl spirit. And the spirit of owl says, abounding insight, profound majesty, and grace are available to you now, simply by pulling your awareness inward. Ancient wisdom is emergent. Yeah, the magic, remember the magic of the ancient magic with a dragon. We're getting confirmation of that with owl. Ancient wisdom is emerging, and you know the truth. Trust your intuition and perceptions. You are a truth seeker and a truth sharer. The excellent sign of an owl in the darkness corresponds with your ability to perceive the reality of a situation, even in the murkiest of conditions. When this card chooses you, you are at the advent of a time of profound illumination and transformation. Spirit of Owl says, trust in your ability to see the deepest truths in situations and in people. Wisdom is growing within you in mysterious ways beyond your awareness. This is a good time to sign up for inspiration, all inspirational courses. Messages from Spirit are all around you, so look for them and trust what you feel. Yes. Yes, yes. As we acknowledge and see the truth, then that is what allows for change. Dragonfly spirit. Dragonfly is the transformation. It is a personal transformation, alchemical transformation. As we step into our truth and our power and our magic, we will transform, we will change. And individual change leads to collective change. So so this can be all seen in both the personal and the collective, and that as we, the people, stand in our power, accessing our wisdom and knowing, discerning what is truth, the wisdom that we can gain from seeking that higher perspective, the change will take place. Transformation is a given. It will take place. Dragonfly is saying this card is letting you know that it's all right to change directions. Oh, that's nice too. It's okay to change your mind. You don't need to be consistent at every turn. This is a time to put the traditions and expectations of others aside. Instead, you are called to create your own traditions. You are free to express yourself and let your spirit fly. Dragonflies are acrobats of the sky. Not only can they fly backward, they fly up and down, and they turn 360 degrees, and while looking graceful as they do so. Dragonfly's spirit urges you to take on her same fearless daring. Go beyond the predictable behavior. Just because something has always been done a certain way doesn't mean that it needs to continue to be done that way. While you can't control the exact circumstances of your life, you can control what meaning you give to them. Select meanings that empower you, for this is the time to be carefree, wild, and unpredictable. Dragonfly says, be willing to change your perspective, and good fortune will follow. Sometimes, you need to back up to go forward. As people get older, they find it harder to change. So activate your youthfulness and be willing to make changes without hesitation. That is cool. I didn't anticipate that with the dragonfly. Yeah, but that is part of the flexibility, the wisdom of that, what I was talking about earlier, about the doubt. Being willing to change, being willing to be flexible and change your mind. That is what an openness, a curiosity gives to us. And I love dragon and dragonfly. Dragon, the power, dragonfly, the spirit that allows us to be graceful, to fly, to soar, to change our perspective, to change our minds. Just remember, the words that are coming in is nothing is set in concrete. That's the beauty of free will. That's the beauty of the ever-changing energies. We are the force that changes the outcome. So use your discernment, use your magic, tap into your magic and that wonder and that curiosity of dragon spirit and of dragonfly spirit, and of tapping into your owl wisdom. Invoke the power, the wisdom of Athena. Remember Merlin. I was just reading about Merlin. Merlin used to appear, the owl. Magic. Just remember magic, and don't get stuck in the muck and the mire of the in the 3D. Don't get sucked into that quicksand. Allow yourself to be still, rise back up and come out, and we find the wisdom, we find the calm and the peace. It's an internal job. Remember, grounding, square, breathing, to connect, get outside, be with Mother Earth, connect with the cosmos, that beautiful golden cosmic energy with the earth energy as it flows throughout our system. Keep your chakras as clear as you can, aligned, so that you have clarity clarity of mind and of heart. And as the emotions come up, allow yourself to fully experience the emotions so you can release them and let them go. Journal, go sing, go dance, go play, go garden, paint, whatever it is that lights up that joy, that sparks the fun and the pleasure and the creativity, because that is what's going to lead us forward. All right, I think that's about it. I think that's it for now. I may come back later if I get the nudge to do so. But thank you for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe and share. And you can always email me or drop a comment if you are interested in a sound bowl session or Reiki healing or oracle card reading. I can do that as well. Please be gentle and kind with yourself. You are the power. You are the light. You are glorious. Remember that. Everything is working out. It may not look how we think it should right now, but it is. Progress is being made. Things are shifting. It's going to take as long as it takes. And remember that 5D consciousness is a consciousness. And it takes, like building our muscles, you are raising your frequency, your consciousness, so you can reside more in that 5D consciousness more than the 3D consciousness. And be gentle with yourself. We're all going to make mistakes. A couple steps forward, a couple steps back. Remember, the dragonfly takes a step back before it goes forward, you know? That's okay. That is part of life. That is part of the journey. And we are going to do that, and we're going to continue to do that. But it's how we perceive it that matters. All right? Much love to you. I will check in with you again later. And go make some good trouble. All right, my friends. Much love. Blessings be.